Gonzalez. I'm this proud superintendent of Lamont Elementary School District, and today I'm sitting here with my director of Family Resource Center, Mrs. Jennifer Wood Slayton, and we're going to talk a little bit about our district. Tell us a little bit about the programs that we run in our district, specifically for our early learners.
So we started with a program that was funded by First Five called the School Readiness Initiative nearly 20 years ago. And that was really the foundation of a lot of the work that we did. At that point, it was elementary lived here, our preschools kind of lived over there and other partners. And we started that program in 2004. And we just did kind of mommy and me classes that helped get kids ready to, even think about preschool. And what we heard from our parents was we don't have enough spaces for preschool because our kids need to be getting this information full time. So we actually surveyed what our local preschools had, and we found out that was in fact true. That if our parents were all on wait lists, they wanted their kids in, they needed more spaces. So when funding came out through, it was actually pre-kindergarten family literacy. I run the Family Resource Center that fit right in that model of it's not just about educating our children to come into the system, it's getting the entire family ready to support the child and be part of that system. So we applied for that, and it, then rolled over into the California State Preschool Program, which we've operated for a very long time, since 2008. So we operate 2 classes, one here at the Alicante site with our district office, one at our Lamont site, an AM and a PM for both. We still do offer the School Readiness Program to provide wraparound services and supports, help with some transitioning, help with family supports in there as well, parent education. And then the other thing that happened since that launched was we actually found, received a grant to create a parent center. And so we now are really trying to think about integrating our earliest learners.
And what I could share about our program is it is just that it's really working on the students from birth to third and working with our families from the onset of pregnancy and providing them what they need. And then, with the goal of enrolling them in our preschools. And so that's the true trajectory that we're looking for, and it is extremely evident that the passion and the love that our programs have. We have phenomenal teachers in our preschool programs that love what they do. I'm very fortunate that my office out my window is the preschool, so I get to see them every morning and every afternoon. And so, yeah, we have a wonderful program, and I just love to hear the history because it's really grounded in what studies and research support for early learners and the birth to third and having students read by third grade on grade level. Do you use multi-funding sources? And then can you tell us a little bit about them?
What we have right now is our School Readiness Program is funded by First Five Kern. That's a grant-based program on a 5-year funding cycle. We have, CSPP, which is the California State Preschool Program. We used to operate a special ed inclusion program. So we had special ed funding braided in there for those support staff, but that ended a few years ago. But we have, figured out how to kind of braid those fundings to be able to really support all learners, because then, they get to the school district and then it's kind of district level funding. And then we do have some, Ms. Gonzalez is going to have to correct this, but I believe it's Title I and General Fund for our infant toddler pieces that we're supporting.
We recently got the California Community Schools grant, and so we've got that money. And although you would see it as a separate entity, it really isn't. It really goes into braiding because we're able to have those resources that we currently now have, and we're going to be able to support. There's been some reorganization within this since my time here, and it's what I've done is really connected our Family Resource Center with our Parent Education Center. And so being able to braid the money for those two programs and make it one cohesive unit really allows us to utilize the funding in that respect. Do you receive enough funds to support your community?
One of the things that's been a challenge, I'll tell you, there's 2 challenges we're really facing in early learning, and this is particularly in the preschool world, is we are now competing with school districts, with ourselves for staff. So we have been so fortunate. We tried to pay really well. And so we have staff who have bachelor's degrees who are running our preschool, which is kind of your high quality standard. Mm-hmm. But now they're looking at, I could go become a TK teacher and make more money.
Have you worked with partners to create this early learning program for our kiddos?
The past 30 years this April, actually, the community of Lamont has had a community collaborative, the South Valley Neighborhood Partnership. And we've made a commitment that, having partners at the table They are our guiding collaborative for our Medi-Cal funding. They are the stakeholders that we use for community partners for our LCAP. They are the place where we are building our community partnerships for community schools. Having that central core unduplicated hub where this is the one place where all of the community partners in the entire community know this is where you come is so essential to being able to have those resources at your fingertips when your students need them to succeed, and your families too. One of the things that happens is people will say when any agency comes into the community, they say you need to make sure you get connected to the collaborative. And that's because our school district knows how important those partnerships are and has invested in that and in funding me for 30 years.
Your hopes and dreams for the future?
Our systems should be user-centered. They should be things that make sense for our families and our students.
But specifically, my hopes and my dreams are, I would love to offer full day preschool. I think that that's what really needs to happen.